We got a big job to do, Imam. I'm almost finished. Now the Taliban are in power. They control 90% of the land except this part in the northern area. And guess what? President Bush, when he came into office, which some think was a coup, I better drink some water. I didn't say that I think that, but some people think it was a coup. Why is that? Well, Mr. Gore won the popular vote. Mr. Gore didn't win Tennessee, his own home state, and he didn't win Arkansas, President Clinton's home state. So it threw the thing down into Florida. And a lot of trouble there. A lot of black folk didn't get to vote. A lot of Jewish people, they pushed a little something and the Chad fell one way when they wanted somebody else. So those Jewish people were robbed of their vote. The blacks were robbed of their vote. And then all of a sudden, the Supreme Court got involved. It did it all in a civilized way, though, you know. After all, we're a nation of laws and not of men, so these men got together finagling with the law, and the next thing we know, we got a new president, and the country is angry. And on the day that that man was inaugurated, you had the largest protest demonstration in the history of the inauguration of any president, and they were calling President Bush the man that stole the presidency. Y'all forgot that, didn't you? The country was deeply divided until September the 11th. Congress was locked down and struggled, Democrat and Republican, until September the 11th. I read something written by two Frenchmen called Osama bin Laden, The Forbidden Truth. And they said that early on in the Bush administration, he was negotiating with the Taliban. And he said they were a source of stability. Why was he negotiating? Let me tell you. Look up here. All of this, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, this is oil. And guess what? A company called Unical owns 75% of the oil up here. Mr. Dick Cheney, I think. And what they wanted was a pipeline to come down through Afghanistan into Pakistan, into the Arabian Sea, the Indian Ocean, as an outlet for the oil of that area. The Taliban didn't agree. Now, listen to this. Back in July, an American representative went and met with the Taliban, sometimes in the UN, sometimes right here, or in Peshawar, in Pakistan, and said, look, either you accept a carpet of gold, or we will bury you under a carpet of bombs. This is July. September the 11th. Now, Osama bin Laden. They didn't know nothing the day before. September the 10th, you don't know nothing about no terrorists. September the 11th, 12th, and 13th, they got 19 faces in the paper. These are the guys. Well, when did you learn that? How did you learn that? Something is wrong with this picture. Now look at this. Muslims, Arabs got all the blame, sure enough. And they went immediately to the Congress, beating the drums of war. See, we've been attacked. This is a shame. Oh, look at all the Americans that lost their lives. Yeah. President asked for 20 billion. Congress said no, 40 billion. And the big military powers saying, our companies are not going to go down. Now you got to keep that spirit of war up now, see? So you are the pawns in all of this. The media drumming it up. And nobody that had a serious voice of questioning, they cut them off immediately. And, you know, some very good Christians, like Billy Graham's son. I mean, that's big when you come from Billy Graham. And he spoke something very ugly about Islam. And so did Reverend Falwell. The God of Islam is a God of hate. And the God of Christianity is a God of love. Ask them black people who died in the South and all the people that's dying all over the world from so-called Christians. It's all right, it's all right, it's all right. This brother just needed a little water. He'll be all right. Leave him alone. He's good. See him getting up. Don't lose your attention over here. We got somebody to handle that over there. But I'm almost where I want to be. Now, I'd like to take you to Asia a minute. Let's go to Indonesia. Now, right here in Indonesia, a lot of islands, this is one of the largest concentrations of Muslims in the world. There was a leader here called President Sukarno. He's a strong nationalist. And in 1955, that man, Sukarno, called what is called the Bandung Conference, where all the darker nations of the earth were invited, and no European nation was invited. No white people invited to that at all. Now that sent a strong signal to Europe and America. What are they talking about? That we can't come. Well, they were talking about you. Well, that's what they were doing. Then notice this. Sukarno was overthrown, and a man by the name of Suharto came to power. And as I asked President Wahid, former president of Indonesia, I had read that over 500,000 Indonesians lost their lives from the CIA stuff. And President Wahid said, no, it was more close to 1 million. Now, you want to know why people in the world hate? You don't understand the dirt that goes on in your name.